we are just heading into the planting season here in the US here in a couple of months, and we've got our first look at what we could see for planting, which obviously with planting, that will determine how much inputs we need for that. And so our planting numbers are looking pretty stable, basically a shift back to a normal rotation. We don't see one shifting way more to the other. But we also are coming into the season where we're starting to see some price declines on fertilizer, especially. And also last fall, especially in the Midwest, a lot of farmers put inputs down on the fertilizer side in the fall. And so we had favorable weather last fall. And so we have already seen some of those inputs already put on the ground, which will lean towards making sure that those acres, especially, get put into corn production. Prices for fertilizer, we actually are down almost 40% from last year, and diesel is about 20% lower. So those are two big inputs that we're doing. But we also see interest cost up quite a bit, right? So that's going to impact what producers are able to do here. But in 2024, we're pretty much in line. USDA had said in their latest outlook too that the fertilizer expenses could grow by 4.3%. So that's not a huge amount, and especially when we're coming off of 40% lower costs. This is a little bit of a breath of fresh air in some ways on the fertilizer side. And as we keep going into overall production cost, production expenses are still high. We've seen crop prices fall, but the production prices are still elevated to the sense that we have very tight margins. And when we are coming off of this big price drop in crop prices, but our production expenses are not dropping the same amount, we're still going to see some heartache in some producers' pocketbooks, especially this spring. And overall, we're seeing an increase in the production expenses this year, likely heading into next year. I know you asked about the crop protection side too. Overall, the crop protection industry has had a little bit of heartache. I guess we'll put that for them too. There's a lot of different headwinds that the crop protection industry is facing, both here in the U.S. but also all around the world.